Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Wilson Decopbo, Washington, CEO and founder of Youth Normality. It's very hard for any CEO to admit that he is one of the problems of his company's growth. I'll explain. The age where startup companies and companies that you built from the ground up with no one's help is over. Yes, I said it. It's over. It's not over because it's impossible. It's over because the people in power have made it damn near impossible for you to do it without people's help. And what I mean by I'm responsible for my company's lack of growth, I mean because my fundamental principles I've been allowing to get in the way of my company. I believe that when you let people get themselves involved and you get yourself involved with other stuff, then your core principles become diluted, for lack of a better word, or they change. But in truth, sometimes your core principles need to be separated and separate from your job. I'll give you an example so you can understand where I'm coming from, just in case you're not a businessman like myself. McDonald's, Checkers, Walmart, they don't care who come, as long as they come. They don't have someone at the door saying you can't be this and you can't be that. You can't have this point of view. You can't have this point of view. They're there to sell a product and their brand. Sadly, as intelligent as I might be, I never looked at it like that because I don't sell. I provide a service to people who might not have, but still, I thought about it. So the future of Youth Normality will be a non-profit. And I know some people be like, hey, that sounds absolutely stupid. It should have been a non-profit, but that just lets me know you have no idea about the business. And I get that. If you are tired of people telling you how much money you can make, if you are tired of your talents being underdepreciated, and you feel like every time you get your paycheck, it's like a slap in the face because you know you're worth more than this, then I ask you to join me. See, there are people who can write codes. There are people who can write up the paperwork for grants. There are people who can go out in the field, places that I can't be. The first Kentucky Fried Chicken was in Nashville. People thought he was absolutely crazy. Everyone else around him thought he was crazy. A very unknown story about Turkey Fried Chicken is the general was a real person. The imitation of him is replayed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But he actually existed. And he actually went against his own. Not only did he go against his own conscience, the people that was close to him said he was crazy. I dare you to go somewhere today, a state, a place, a country, and not find a Kentucky Fried Chicken. See, somewhere along the line, he realized that his vision was more important than his pride. His attitude was more non-important than his vision. I'll say that again. He realized that his attitude was not as important as his vision. And he embraced his white hair and the white suits, which made no sense to people at the time, because he's frying chicken. So I've come to the realization that I got into this business because I want to save children from, not from mistakes, because they always will make mistakes. I just want to make the ground fair. And it's not a race thing. It's a class thing. See, when I went to UC Berkeley, I was around kids who were trained since birth to be successful. And at that moment, I realized that I've been told my whole life that it'd be impossible for me to be successful. And I thought about it. 90% of my failures came from the predestined thought process that was implanted in me, that to do what everyone else was doing was impossible because of the class that I was born into. So, unless you change the mindset, you will not change the destination. Very few people who can run get up and try to run a marathon, because no one tells them. No one ran a marathon the first time they thought about it. They trained. Every time I turn on the news, I see another city that needs a youth normality, and my pride and ego, because I did not want to share credit, is the reason why that city does not have one. So, let me make it clear. If you write code and you're the underdog, you're a person from the hood, you're a person that was born in a class that people told you can't write code. If you draft grants and people say, hey, that's something you shouldn't be trying to do. Not only could you write your own salary, I will have a check for you the day that you start working, not when payday comes, because that's how it works now. I want nothing for free, but I do want help, because I can write code. No bragging. I can write up paperwork for grants. No bragging. But also, what is not bragging is I know people are better than I am. So, there are people younger than me who have more energy than me, and the future is now. Just because someone else will open up a company in another city under the Youth Normality umbrella does not mean that my dream and my aspirations has been taken from me. Because I can take pride that I started this. And that's why the website and the store, all of that has been took down. Because there's people benefiting from me, once again, without being even in the beginning process of it. All they did was have information or knowledge or structure that I did not have. And I no longer want my relationship with people to determine my goal. So I will start from the beginning again. But this time, the conclusion will be already written. Bill Gates has a charity. He's a billionaire, by the way. The Clintons have a charity. Has a non-profit. They millionaires, billionaires. And all of this time, we think taking help from people makes us weak. Not only do I live in the future, I'm going to start thinking futuristic. And I no longer think like a person who's trying to make something of himself. Low self-esteem and all of those things have not allowed me to see my name is already solidified. I am already a legend. I need something for my children. So when they grow up, they don't have to worry about where they're going to make something or how they're going to get a car or how they're going to go to college. They'll know that's already an option for me. Without being $100,000 in debt the moment I graduate. Because my dad and my mom made a way for my life to be easier than theirs. Everything I do from this moment forth will be for my wife and my children. Because if I ever felt them in life, death should not be a burden. And it's simple. That's the new wave. That's the new vision for youth normality. And I did not sell out people. I did not give up. I got smarter. And for a smart person, that's an accomplishment in itself. And I'm telling you, if you have the passion, if you have the desire and you're tired of the internships and you having to be part of something for years and years without getting credit or paid for it, if you have a vision but you don't have the platform, you can join Youth Normality, not for free, but with the understanding from day one, you will be able to write what you are worth instead of being told what you are worth. This is the future of Youth Normality. This is Wilson Decopbo, Washington, the CEO and founder. If you're tired of being regular when you know you were not born to be regular, join me. Decopbo 1.